this is a terribly divided country. We're not only politicized, a lot of people just hate the other side. And CNN, in my view, should be the place where both sides can watch. How do you think you're doing with that?
Yes, unfortunately, this football season, I am an Alabama fan.
I'm the guy who talks to the whole country.
It didn't bode so well for us last week.
I talk to the whole country. I got no enemies. You're thinking of the other guys.
CNN's a very corrupt organization, but with a corrupt reporter standing right there. Never smiles. She never smiles. She's a young, beautiful woman, never smiles. I never see a smile off her face. I see her standing there with hatred in her eyes. Be ashamed of yourself. You used to be a conservative. She was a conservative from Alabama. Can you believe it? But CNN, in particular, CNN does such false reporting. But now they have new ownership, so maybe it'll straighten it out. I doubt it. But it's hard to straighten garbage.
Bill Maher says Kaitlan Collins and CNN are doing America a real disservice, and his criticism is brutal. He believes they are reporting only part of the truth, making it look like they have an agenda against Donald Trump and Republicans. So what did Kaitlan Collins say? And what did CNN do that caught Bill Maher's attention? More importantly, how did he respond? We have all the clips ready, and we'd love to hear your thoughts on everything we'll cover today. So let's get right into it.
You made press because you were on Stephen Colbert's show, and he said something like, you guys at CNN just report the news straight, and the crowd burst into laughter. Look, I'm on CNN now. I guess we're on it right now. I mean, they show this show the next night. I don't know how how we get away with it with all the but they do. And all these dirty jokes. But I'm glad, and I'm a big rooter for CNN. But that tells you a lot, doesn't it? I mean, how do you guys think you are doing in that arena of like, this is a terribly divided country. We're not only politicized, a lot of people just hate the other side. And CNN, in my view, should be the place where both sides can watch. How do you think you're doing?
Bill Maher is not afraid to ruffle feathers, and that is exactly why so many people are drawn to him. He refuses to hold back and has a talent for getting straight to the point, no matter how uncomfortable the topic becomes. Bill Maher's question is simple, but it carries a lot of weight. Many people believe CNN strongly favors the Democratic Party, so we wanted to know what Kaitlan Collins honestly thought about that belief. It was a bold and direct question to ask a journalist live, on air, without making it any softer. Not many interviewers would be willing to ask something so openly, especially while sitting across from someone from CNN. It takes confidence, and Bill Maher clearly does not shy away from difficult conversations. Now, let's watch how Kaitlan Collins responds to that question. After that, we'll break down Bill Maher's classic unfiltered comeback.
Think about the fact that Kamala doesn't talk to the press. In a way, I feel like it's more insulting than what Trump does. And Trump says you're the enemy of the people, which is pretty bad. What she's kind of saying is, I don't need you. I'm not talking to you. You don't matter. You're not relevant anymore. To me, that's even worse than I hate you. It's like, I don't think about you.
I don't know if it's worse than denigrating the press on a daily basis, which is what Donald Trump did. I mean, I covered him in the White House every day as a correspondent, and oftentimes to kind of shake you if you were asking him a question, he would try to get into a personal argument with you, or just deny or lie about what you were asking about.
Bill Maher says this issue exposes what he believes is a major double standard from Kaitlan Collins and CNN. He argues the media has spent years criticizing Donald Trump for his sharp comments, nicknames, and confrontational style with reporters. But, according to Bill Maher, they have not held Kamala Harris to the same standard, even though he says she has often avoided interviews with them. Bill Maher's point is simple but powerful. If the media truly values accountability and respect, shouldn't avoiding interviews completely be a bigger concern than giving tough or blunt answers during them? He believes Kamala Harris's habit of avoiding difficult questions and limiting direct conversations with journalists shows more disrespect to both the press and the public than Donald Trump's usual confrontational approach. Bill Maher argues that once people notice this double standard, it becomes difficult to ignore, and he has no hesitation about calling it out exactly as he sees it.
To bury the Hunter Biden.
You're talking about the press doing that?
He's saying that's what they did, and that is what they did. They buried the Hunter Biden story before the election because they were like, We can't risk having the election thrown to Trump. We'll tell them after the election.
And we know for a fact that that's what they did?
Of course. You don't
but
follow
I mean,
this.
saying you know for a fact that that's what they did. I don't know what they did.
I know, because you only watch MSNBC.
No,
Bill Maher says this difference in coverage shows what he believes is a clear double standard in today's media. He specifically points to MSNBC while making a broader argument about how some major news outlets handled the Hunter Biden laptop story during a politically sensitive time. For Bill Maher, the issue was not just the story itself, but also when and how it was covered. He argues that outlets like CNN gave nonstop attention to Donald Trump's legal cases and courtroom battles, spending countless hours covering every new update, filing, and hearing. But when the Hunter Biden laptop story first emerged, Bill Maher says CNN did not give it the same level of attention or urgency. There was no nonstop coverage, no constant follow-up, and no aggressive effort to uncover more details like there was with Donald Trump. Bill Maher believes that difference was not an accident. He argues it reflects a media system that chooses which stories deserve intense attention based on who may benefit or be hurt politically. And he says that kind of selective reporting is one reason many Americans have lost trust in the news media.
There was what you would have to call some sort of media suppression of Hunter Biden's computer right before the election.
Oh, no doubt.
Okay,
and the truth is, I still don't know what I think about that. And sometimes,
right.
But I mean, to actually parse everything in there and figure out just how dirty Biden Senior is as a result of the information there.
Can I go to step two? But nothing really, it was common, it was the kind of sort of everyday graft that's sleazy, but doesn't affect the world, probably.
Yes.
Hunter Biden sold his father's influence to get money, but Joe Biden himself would not give away our nuclear secrets to the Chinese. He's not, he has a soft spot for his son, his ne'er-do-well, stupid.
I mean, you've heard his voicemails to his Hunter.
So, like, Dad, I'm in a little bit of a jam. Could you just meet with the Chinese guy next week? It would mean a lot to me. And Joe would do it, and then Hunter would get the money for the meeting.
Bill Maher argues the media gave far more attention to Donald Trump's legal troubles than to questions surrounding Hunter Biden's business dealings. And he says that difference deserves closer attention. He compares the two situations and argues that critics believed Hunter Biden's ties to his father, then the sitting president, and his foreign business connections raised questions that deserved serious reporting. Bill Maher says those concerns touched on public trust in the presidency itself. By comparison, he argues Donald Trump's legal cases received nonstop coverage, while questions about Hunter Biden's business activities never saw the same level of ongoing attention. Because of that, Bill Maher believes the media's priorities appeared inconsistent. He argues that if the potential impact on the country truly guided news coverage, then Hunter Biden's story should have received much more sustained attention than it did. Instead, he says, the opposite happened. Later, when Donald Trump met Kaitlan Collins in the Oval Office, their exchange quickly turned into a heated confrontation. Take a listen.
Are going to be showing over the coming weeks and months. You're not even going to believe. Some of you will believe it, like CNN will believe it because they knew what was going on. They're crooked as hell. CNN's a very corrupt organization, but with a corrupt reporter standing right there, never smiles. She never smiles. She's a young, beautiful woman, never smiles. I never see a smile off her face. I see her standing there with hatred in her eyes, like she has hatred because we have borders, because we have a strong military, because we cut our taxes, because we do things that everybody wanted, and then we win our election in a massive landslide. You should be ashamed of yourself. You used to be a conservative. She was a conservative from Alabama. Can you believe it?
Donald Trump and CNN have a long history of clashes, and Bill Maher says that history helps explain this heated exchange. Many people may see it as a simple attack on CNN, but supporters argue there is much more behind it. Like Bill Maher, Donald Trump is known for speaking directly and saying exactly what he thinks without worrying about diplomacy or appearances. CNN, along with other media outlets often described by critics as left-leaning, has repeatedly faced claims that it focuses heavily on criticizing Donald Trump while rarely giving him credit for policies, economic results, or other accomplishments during his presidency. Critics argue those outlets often downplay or ignore positive developments connected to his name. They believe this is more than an occasional case of bias. Instead, they say it reflects a consistent editorial approach that influences how millions of Americans view Donald Trump.
What did you make of how the rumor that Trump was spread around the... I guess this is apropos to your theme of the book, whenever. But this was just a rumor. I mean, you should answer this too, because this is your beat in Washington. There was a rumor that Trump, because I mean, to me, it just shows how much he's in our heads, that when he doesn't appear for a day, we're like, he must be...
for a minute.
I mean, but...
You know, what was crazy about that was sometimes there are these rumors that appear online and proliferate. This was pretty widespread. Like, I had people who I think have a pretty tight grasp on reality asking me if this was true.
Bill Maher says this pattern reveals why Donald Trump appears so often in Kaitlan Collins' reporting and why his question hit so hard. He argues that some major media outlets talk about Donald Trump so constantly that an outsider might even think they secretly support him. Ironically, he says they do not spend nearly as much time covering the candidates they favor because those stories do not attract the same headlines or audience attention. Bill Maher believes this is exactly the pattern people should notice. He argues the strategy is to keep piling negative stories onto Donald Trump, one after another, hoping that at least some of them stay in the public's mind. According to Bill Maher, the result is a nonstop stream of critical coverage that can shape how viewers see Donald Trump, whether every story truly deserves that level of attention or not.
He's on TV every single hour, every single day.
Well, he hadn't been in public, actually. It was the longest stretch he had not been in front of the camera.
So he must be dead.
That's
He had-
what...
He's not on TV.
It was the longest stretch he had not been in front of the camera since taking office. Then we did see him golfing over the weekend. But yeah, I mean, he got asked about it and seemed surprised by it, even though he did tweet in all caps he was better than he's ever been on Sunday, which I think he did get word of what was happening.
Bill Maher says the real issue is the different standard Donald Trump faces compared to other political leaders. He points out how closely Kaitlan Collins appears to follow Donald Trump's every move, seeming to know when he is online, when he is offline, and treating his digital activity like breaking news. Some people argue that makes sense because he is the president, and the public deserves to know what their leader is doing. But Bill Maher asks an important question. Did Joe Biden receive that same nonstop, minute-by-minute coverage during his presidency? What about Kamala Harris? Both as vice president and later as a presidential candidate. Were all of their actions examined with the same level of attention? Bill Maher believes the answer shows a clear pattern. He argues Donald Trump is often held to a different level of scrutiny than other political figures, creating a standard that is not applied equally, regardless of party or position.
Nothing. I love Alabama.
Are you from Alabama?
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yes, unfortunately, this football season, I am an Alabama fan.
Nothing. I'm the guy who talked to
didn't
the whole
bode so
country.
well for us last week.
I talked to the whole country. I got no enemy. We're thinking of the other guys. Okay.
Bill Maher says his biggest concern is selective outrage and one-sided media coverage, and he believes that pattern is impossible to ignore. He criticizes both legacy media outlets like CNN, where Kaitlan Collins works, and left-leaning late-night talk show hosts. According to Bill Maher, networks like CNN mostly invite Democratic politicians and left-leaning analysts, shaping the conversation before it even starts. While Republicans do appear from time to time, he argues those appearances often feel more symbolic than balanced. He points to Scott Jennings as one of the few regular conservative voices, while several other panelists usually lean left, creating what he sees as an uneven debate. Bill Maher says the same pattern exists on late-night television, where hosts often invite guests who already share their political views, while conservative voices rarely receive the same opportunity. He says that creates an echo chamber instead of the balanced discussions these platforms claim to support. Bill Maher argues that is why he speaks with people from across the political spectrum without excluding anyone. In the end, he says the examples involving the Hunter Biden laptop, Kamala Harris's interviews, and the coverage of Donald Trump all point to the same issue. What he believes is selective reporting and unequal scrutiny. With that, we wrap up today's video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to like, subscribe for more videos like this, and thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.